Now, President Joe Biden announces that the United States has killed al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri, one of the world's most wanted terrorists and suspected mastermind of the September 11, 2001 attacks. Biden says he gave the final approval for the high-precision strike that successfully targeted Zawahiri in the Afghan capital over the weekend, adding that there had been no civilian casualties. A senior administration official said Zawahiri was on the balcony of a house in Kabul when he was targeted with 2 Hellfire missiles an hour after sunrise on July 31st. It was first known over the Horizon strike by the United States on an al-Qaeda target in Afghanistan since American forces withdrew from the country on August 31st, 2021. Joining us now to further discuss this, we have security expert Kach Ononuju to discuss and give us more information on the development. Thank you so much, Kach, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, Kach, Ayman al-Zawahiri has been killed. What's next for the United States fight against insurgency? Is that all?
No, that's not all. All you've simply seen is a signal to those who will oppose the United States and who will do all in their strength to continue to terrorize the U.S., to continue to plot violence against U.S. interests, U.S. citizens, no matter where you are. All they will show you is they took out Osama bin Laden and took out al-Zawahiri in exactly the same way, in the same place, Pakistan. So this tells you that despite the Pakistani government's continued protection of these kind of elements, the United States would not stop in trying to go out and take them out. And that's the reason why you have the special Delta forces who are primed and asked to do this when need be. So the US simply have told you that from where the Obama administration stopped in taking out Osama bin Laden, that the Biden government will continue to pursue terrorists across the world, no matter where they are hidden, no matter who will be helping them, no matter who it is that they are having protections with. The US would come.
All right. Now, Kach, we remember that Osama bin Laden was a threat to both national and international security. And now Ayman al-Zawahiri took over the affairs of al-Qaeda for 11 years after Osama's death. So should we be expecting another successor, or do you think this is where it ends?
No, it cannot end, because the terrorist organization will continue to be operational. And to be operational, you will have somebody move up. Al-Zawahiri had been a leader of this particular group right from when Osama bin Laden was removed. But then, as the US it continues to put its intelligence at the places where it wants. It has finally now gotten al-Zawahiri wherever he was. He felt very comfortable, and they took him out at the corridor where he is. So this is simply a message to all who plot against the US that the US will continue to plan to come get them, no matter where they're hidden, no matter where they are. And of course, the US will also not take its eyes away from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, and from other hotspots across the world where those who plot against US security are quartered. This simply tells you, no matter who you bring as the new leader of this group, the US will continue to watch what they do. And if they pose or continue to pose threats to US interests, to US security, to US allies, the US will do what it will want to do. That is what? Take the people out, take the person out, undermine the organization. So I don't see any stopping to the US positions.
Also, what do you think, Kach, about the President Joe Biden of the United States saying that the killing of Ayman al-Zawahiri will definitely bring closure to the families of the nearly 3,000 victims of the attacks in 2001? Do you think that will suffice?
I don't think it will bring closure. No, I don't agree with that. But at least it makes some sense for those families to understand that all the masterminds of that killing will not be allowed to go free, no matter how long they still stay on the face of the earth. The U.S., as far as you're marked, will continue to hunt you, will continue to seek ways to exact its own revenge upon you and those that plot with you. It's not going to bring closure. No. Killing al-Zawahiri does not bring closure to those whose al-Zawahiri's plots and masterminds have brought all this hold. You can't compare the life of al-Zawahiri to the thousands who died from the 9/11 killings. You can compare that to those who continue to die every day based on al-Qaeda's sustained terrorism across the world. We will not stop. We will continue to hack them. We will continue to hunt them. We will continue to take them out wherever they may be hidden. And the same thing goes for also the terrorist masterminds currently trying to undermine Nigeria's security. No matter what you do, a time will come when pinpointing you and taking you out will become the order of the day. Nobody goes free when he feels comfortable taking lives and killing people. There will always be a time for payment.
Rightly said, Kach. Thank you very much. Now, before we let you go, I would like to ask this very important question. Now, under a 2020 peace deal with the United States, the Taliban agreed not to allow al-Qaeda or any other extremist group to operate in the areas under their control. Now, how is this going to affect the Taliban and the United States?
Well, that's a very good thing you raised. The Taliban gave that wording. But then, have they been able to stop al-Qaeda from being very free in the entire territories of Afghanistan? The answer is no. So it's one thing to give your own word that expresses your own intentions and the way you would love it to be. But do you have the capabilities and the strength to fully cover the entire territories of Afghanistan from where the al-Qaeda staged its murderous gains from? No. And because you're never able to cover the entire spaces in Afghanistan, the al-Qaeda will always find a space to stay and plot. Yes, the Taliban could say, we've not actively cooperated, we've not actively given them permission to do these things, but the Taliban would never have the capabilities to be able to fully police the whole of Afghanistan. Just like Pakistan, no matter how Pakistan's honest intentions are, the al-Qaeda will always find a space to operate from. And if that is within Pakistani airspace or territorial control, the US now has a right to go in and take them out because the government wouldn't say no, neither would the Taliban say no.
All right. Thank you so much, Ononuju, for giving us a detailed explanation of that. We really appreciate your time on the news.
Thank you for having me.